Hello, I am doing my first voiceover today, and this is what I had for breakfast. I did 2 fried eggs, nutritional yeast, Frank's Red Hot, water, clearly. Oh, and I have my decaf Americano from Caribou. I have a banana with almond butter, chia seeds, and avocado. This was my lunch that day that I actually planned on having, but I wasn't feeling great. And the idea of eating vegetables was just not the one for me. So the next clip, you're going to see what I really ate. I'm kind of working on being more intuitive. So this is chicken salad, a bagel, clementines, and that's it. Hey, so I'm currently doing a what I ate in a day, but I haven't actually introduced or talked to the camera at all yet. There was just some things that I wanted to mention in this what I ate and some like choices I've made, I guess. So I've been doing Weight Watchers for about a year and a half. I've lost about 25 pounds. Some of that came with Whole30 as well. And when I started Whole30, I stopped tracking for the most part. I did track every once in a while on Whole30 just to see if my food would fit in, if I could do, something, if I could do both at the same time after Whole30. But what I found is that I just kind of didn't love tracking anymore. So I would track periodically, and really it was like I found myself tracking only on days where I felt like maybe I was eating too much, or we kind of have a cloudy day, so I think the sun's gonna go in and out a little bit. Where I maybe felt like I was eating too much, or I wasn't eating like 3 solid meals, where I was maybe having like 2 snacks instead of a meal or whatever. So I would track those days, and it was clearly to validate my eating versus like for health benefits, I guess. So I was debating, like, do I want to keep doing Weight Watchers? The thing is I do want to lose more weight. I don't have a goal in mind. I set a goal for, my goal weight for Weight Watchers. But the more I think about it, I'm not sure what my goal weight is. I don't know that I care what weight I'm at. But I know physically I feel like I need to lose a bit more weight. So I wasn't really going towards a goal, and that may have been some of the reason why my weight kind of just like chilled for a while, because I don't think I was super driven towards numbers. I fit into clothes just fine, and I feel relatively comfortable, but I do have some digestion issues. I know a lot of women can identify with this, that I tend to feel bloated pretty regularly. I didn't on Whole30. For the most part, I felt great on Whole30, so it's clearly something I'm eating. I did the reintroduction part of Whole30 and I didn't have any reactions, so it's either something that is reacting with me after I've had it multiple times, or what. I honestly have no idea. So from here forward, I'm going to kind of try to figure that out as well. But I think it's something that we don't really talk about a lot. We're women and our hormones change and fluctuate so much. We definitely deal with bloating. You don't really hear a lot of guys talking about feeling bloated so regularly. So that's one of my main goals right now. So the other day, I guess my biggest thing is, since I started freestyle, I've had zero progress. In fact, I started to become way more conscious of what it said on the scale versus anything else, whether I fit into anything, whether I just went down last week. I bought a pair of jeans and they were a size down, and it was like, oh, that's awesome. But like the scale says nothing different. So part of my problem with Weight Watchers is weighing yourself, and you clearly don't have to weigh yourself. But that's kind of what they encourage, and that's kind of, they don't really talk about non-scale victories that often. So I found myself being too conscious of what was on the scale, and I was getting frustrated and irritated. So I'm no longer weighing myself, and that's not like a huge, like, oh my God, I'm not going to weigh myself anymore. I just am not going to. I just don't. I think it's bad for my mind. With that part out as well, and not really wanting to track food. So last week I saw someone post about how they're kind of trying to change their Weight Watchers app to go back to smart points. And I will leave the directions below because I actually felt like that was so great. You just put yourself in maintenance mode, and then you basically go in, and any of the 0 point foods that you eat that are now like freestyle 0 points, so like beans, tofu, chicken, seafood, eggs, anything like that. He looks so cute right now. Oh, little Moby. You just put it in. You create your food. You can call it eggs, the same as anything else, but you put in all of the nutritional information, and then they go back to being 2 points per. So with freestyle, I felt like I was having to play games with food, and I was never able to like lose weight still. So for me, it made more sense to go back to having 30 points a day, still having 21 weeklies, but tracking my 0 point foods. That just made the most sense for me. And like, there were so many days on Weight Watchers that I would be way under my points, and not even way under, like 4 points under my points, and I still wasn't losing weight. So I'm clearly eating more calories than I think I am. And I just think with freestyle, if you're someone who's also like, oh, I have this many points at the end of the day, I'm gonna have a snack, and you're not necessarily paying attention to your hunger cues. And that's more of the way I want to go. So this last week I had changed my points and I was feeling really good. I had been tracking a few days for like my, going back to smart points, and I came home hungry one day. So I pulled out some plantain chips, some carrot like slices, and guacamole, and I had it as my snack. I stood up at the counter because I didn't want to like portion it out. I just wanted to eat until I felt satiated. I didn't eat until I was stuffed. I didn't even eat till I was full. I just ate until I didn't feel like ravenous anymore, because I knew I wanted to do some things before I ate dinner, and I didn't want to be ravenous, and I felt guilty after eating that. And I feel really odd and self-conscious because I am such a private person talking about this stuff, but this is stuff that's real and that everybody, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people deal with. And I'm thinking like, this snack that I had was nutritious. I didn't feel like I wasn't like binging. I wasn't out of control. I don't really suffer with those issues. And none of it made me feel ill. It wasn't like, a snack that was maybe not going to go well with my body. And I felt guilty, and that annoyed the crap out of me. So I took that day and I decided to cancel Weight Watchers. Now, I know a lot of people watch me for whole food, like what I ate in a day, whole food Weight Watchers points. I'm still going to post what I ate in a days. I'm still going to, consider, like, the thing that Weight Watchers taught me is mostly just like paying attention to portion sizes. And the thing that Whole30 taught me is to have that really well-rounded meal. So you have veggies, protein, fat, whatever you're eating, have that kind of vibe. And I feel the best when I do my 3 square meals a day, eating until I feel satiated, stopping. I don't feel snacky throughout the day. And then sometimes after work, I want a snack and I eat one, and I don't feel guilt if I'm sticking to that kind of template and eating what I know feels good. So my biggest goal going forward is that I no longer want to feel bloated. So we're going to work on that. And I'm going to work on how I feel versus what size I am. So that's like my biggest thing. I don't really care how much I weigh. I think that when you're considering these types of things, weight often comes off, but it might be really slow. One thing that I've recently accomplished that has felt so liberating is that I now work out. I know the days I need to work out are like Sunday through Thursday, because I have to get up early those next mornings for work. And I know if I work out those days, I sleep better, I feel better, I have more energy, instead of coming home and like sitting down and doing whatever, whether I want to watch YouTube or whatever, I tend to like get really tired and low energy. Whereas if I work out, I can watch something on Netflix and I get this like boost of energy from working out. And I cannot tell you how good it feels to connect movement with feeling good versus like, you know, doing X amount of miles on the treadmill or burning this many calories or just to get skinny. I know now that I want to like lift weights and stuff to make my body look good and feel better versus like a specific visual, if that makes sense. And I'm going to focus more on like the natural ebb and flow of my hunger. There are days like when I have migraines, I want to eat more. If I'm really tired because I didn't sleep well the night before or I've been really stressed or anxious, I'm going to want to eat more the next day. And instead of feeling like you want to control that, I want to lean into that more and just be like, okay, how can I nourish my body with healthy, well-balanced meals versus just eating like the bare minimum that I can or whatever. That's what I want to work on, is just because I think when you lean into that, you know, then maybe later in the week you're not as hungry and you just eat not as much. And instead of feeling like you have to hit a certain amount of points or whatever, that's not necessarily, while it's good for weight loss, and I think it can really help you, especially if you're eating just whatever you want all the time, to have that kind of set goal. It feels really good and it makes sense. And I loved Weight Watchers. Like, I honestly am not even opposed to doing it again some other day when I want to maybe focus more on losing weight. I love it that they really are pushing you towards fruits and vegetables and protein and stuff like that. They're not pushing you away and trying to do diet foods necessarily, while you can really mess with the system and do all of these like, you know, 1 point cupcakes and stuff like that. But that's like a whole other issue. I don't want to focus on what my calorie balance is supposed to be every day or my point balance is supposed to be. I want to focus more on what I'm feeling and kind of balancing that, if that makes sense. And my biggest thing is that I want to keep fueling my body with healthy foods and not just things. I don't want to just eat things because they taste good. I don't want to just eat Doritos because they taste good. I want to eat things that I know are going to make me feel good again, and then like enjoy those other things periodically. Like, I had a cone at Chick-fil-A. I've never had one of their ice cream cones, and I did have one the other day, and I just like ate it, and then that was it, and I just got over it. And it just feels so much better when you don't have to track it. But I would say that this is like my path. Like, this is not me at all encouraging anyone to quit Weight Watchers or quit anything you're doing. Like, everybody is going to do things differently, and that's the biggest thing to remember. I just wanted to come on and tell you that as I'm putting foods up, I'm not going to really change my diet or anything. I'm just not going to be talking about points. So I think that's all. I've been talking for so long, and I hate putting up really long videos every time, but for sure this is going to be like a 20-minute video. So thanks for listening if you did. He looks so cute. Okay, dinner time. I can finally talk on this. So I made one of my favorite quick dinners. I first made this on my Whole30, and it's so good. So I have a bunch of like mixed, I think it's a spring mix on the bottom. I just kind of like pan stir fried, what do you call that? Just cooked down some onions and peppers, tomatoes. I put some olives in there just because I feel like eating olives right now. And then I cooked 2 eggs. I threw some Frank's Red Hot all over it, sliced up some cherry tomatoes. I'm going to throw this veggie burger on it. This is the kind I have. I'm using it up right now. These ones were not that good, but I am going to try another, maybe a different flavor from this brand, because I've been kind of weird about eating meat lately. I just haven't wanted to eat it as often. I'm trying a bunch of different veggie burgers, and this one actually has really good ingredients, and obviously, like it says, it's gluten, soy, or it's gluten and soy free, vegan, and I think it's also wheat free. So kind of cool when you can find one like that. And then I'm gonna throw this half of an avocado on top of it. This is gonna be really filling. I've had a really weird appetite this week, like I mentioned earlier. So, like, eating vegetables actually kind of makes my stomach turn. I don't know if it's something cyclical, like with my period, or what the heck it is. If it's something hormonal, I should probably Google it, since it's now like a few days into this. But I'm just trying to kind of like lean into it. I'm still like working out, and I've been walking to work. That's been like my new favorite thing this week. Since I had car trouble, I've been like walking to and from work, getting in some movement, and that feels really good. So I don't feel sick, but my stomach, I literally just like only want the most basic foods. I don't know, have any of you guys ever had that before, where you just like don't want, and it's not out of like it's not out of like feeling like I just want to eat junk food or whatever. It's literally like my body only like can stomach things that I wouldn't normally eat. So it feels really weird to have done this video and like not have talked at all. So yeah, it feels a little bit choppy. Actually the other day I was gonna do what I ate in a day, and I kind of like, I forgot. Basically, I filmed my breakfast the wrong way, like I always do. For some reason I cannot remember to turn my camera sideways for these videos. I'm not sure why it's only these. But I ended up going to Natural Grocers, so I'm going to throw that haul maybe at the end. I'm not really sure where I'm going to throw that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I would like to hear your thoughts, if you have any, about Weight Watchers and freestyle and trying to do it on your own for a little while and all of that kind of stuff. I really would love to hear people's opinions, and it's certainly not what I think everyone should do. I really am learning that like this is kind of a journey for all of us, and so I definitely will keep using Weight Watchers ideas and Whole30 ideas, but I just need to kind of like be on my own for a little bit. But I will continue to post, because I like to see what people are eating, especially if they're trying to still eat. I'm not gonna like go off the rails and eat a bunch of junk food. That's just not really where my head's at. Thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you again in the next one. Bye. I haven't done one of these in so long, and it's kind of messy in here right now, so ignore that. I have the day off today. I woke up at 7:30 this morning, which is a little bit earlier than I normally get up on a day off, but because of that, I was able to run to the grocery store, and it's only 11 a.m. So I'm going to show you what I got quickly. This is the main spread. I spent like $50, which seems crazy when you look at what you actually get in terms of health food stuff, but whatever. I've been kind of into coconut yogurt. This one is super, super good. It's expensive. It's like $3.99, but there's 2 servings or more in here. If you want like half cup size, it's 2. I've never tried this brand before. They're really high in fat and high in calories, which isn't a big deal to me because I probably wouldn't sit down and eat a whole container, but I got the natural flavor and the chocolate flavor, so we'll see. This is my new favorite thing, a little bit higher in sugar because of the juice, but it's seriously so, so good. If you can try these and you like kombucha, I would highly recommend. I got some gluten-free oatmeal. I keep these for days when I need to get ready really quickly and I need to do a fast breakfast. I'll do some of this, like some of this coconut yogurt with that, maybe some almond butter and an egg, and it's super good. I got these just to have on hand. I love having like almond butters and stuff. I haven't actually tried this kind before, but I have another one. I like to keep them at work for if I'm really, really hungry. Primal Kitchen's mayo. It's just made with avocado oil, and I don't love mayo, but I'm gonna try to make a tzatziki sauce out of it this week, I think, kind of to use as like a fat in one of my meals. I've been really weird about eating meat lately, so I'm not sure if that's like a reaction to eating meat so regularly on Whole30, but for the last 2 weeks or so, I've just been wanting veggie burgers. These are so good, and they're actually made with vegetables. It doesn't have soy or anything in them, so you can see the ingredients on here, and I think it has some, let me think, let's look at the ingredients together. It has some oats in it and soybeans, but not soybean oil, I don't think. So it's pretty good and clean. I've never tried these ones. I'm pretty sure this one will have, I think it has pea protein in it, which is fine, but it's soy free and gluten free. These were on sale. Otherwise, they're usually at $5 for like 2 burgers. They're supposed to be the best veggie burgers, so we'll see. But they were on sale for like $3, so I felt more comfortable doing that. I got 2 things of eggs, 1 head of kale. Do you call it a head of kale? Because it's not connected. I got 1 thing of kale. I have some left over from last week. 2 lemons, because the lemons at Natural Grocers are always better than my local ones. 1 can of chicken. I love this brand, Wild Planet. It has no salt and it's just chicken. There's no like water or anything in it. There's probably a little bit of juice, but these also are a little bit on the pricey side. But I was kind of feeling stressed today, so I had a just feeling spendy kind of day. And then this guy was on sale. I've never tried this. I love to buy the Kite Hill like almond milk chive cream cheese thing, but they haven't had it at my Natural Grocers for weeks. I'm not sure what the deal is with that, so I decided to try this. This is a cashew one, and it's scallion flavor. This is also a bit on the pricey side, so it's not something I normally would buy, but I just didn't have as much to buy today, so I thought I would try it out. It gets pretty good reviews, so we'll see. And that's all I got.